Testing.
I don't have an on button, or does it just sense when you plug it in?
Yeah, but I think it helped me with Lacey. I think I'd keep the wife happy. Recovered after last
Oh, good.
week. Oh, you look so goofy without a big beard, and yet so familiar.
Yeah. Hey everybody, welcome back to Nick and Lucas Off the Record. I'm Lucas.
I'm Nick.
And here we are. We're off site today.
An even more comfortable couch.
Yeah. We're at my casa.
Upgrading to leather.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
What's been going on with you?
I'm not going to say not a lot, because I think on the last several podcasts I've said that. But not much.
Excellent start.
Not much different, I guess.
Yeah.
Just enjoying. Getting close to summer, and that's getting better. Yeah. Got a whole bunch of new little chicks. So that's exciting.
Starting to
To
flop.
add to the plethora of just oddball animals we have at the house.
You're gonna have funny farm.
Yeah. I have, for all the viewers, I have been looking. Lacey doesn't know. She will, obviously, if she watches this. That I have been indeed looking for a yak.
I was gonna say that's gonna become a new segment.
Yeah.
We need a yak update.
Yeah, nope, we're in the process of looking for one. Her birthday's coming up, and I thought, man, there would be no better birthday gift than to get her an actual yak.
Are you looking at getting a female or a male, or you don't care?
I think if it's male, I'm probably just going to castrate it so it's not mean, in the hopes. I don't know. I've been doing a little bit of research on yaks, and I think they can be nice. So I actually found, one of the viewers sent me or tagged me in a deal on Facebook that there was a bottle calf yak for sale coming up. So yeah,
Have you reached out?
it's at an auction. But then that led me into looking for more, and so I have found a site that helps you purchase yaks.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's all fun stuff.
Yeah. How about you?
Nothing really new to report.
Yeah,
Just
'cause you talked about the stump grinder, and that was an exciting thing.
yeah. If you need stumps grinded, get a hold of me. You can find me on Instagram.
Or you can just comment on our podcast.
Yeah, if you comment, give me a shout.
Yeah.
If you're in the local area.
Yeah. Lucas Stump Grinding LLC.
Yeah, something like that. But no, it's my busy time of year with work, so
Yeah.
I've just been running around doing a lot with it. So yeah, it's been taking up a lot of my time doing that sort of thing. So.
But it's getting to the fun time of year. I enjoy the warm weather. Outside of ticks, where Lacey and I live, there are ticks everywhere. My gosh.
You need to get guineas.
We do.
You got guineas?
Yeah.
How many?
8?
Huh.
Yeah.
Supposedly the guineas really help with the tick population, and the guy was telling me they'll keep snakes away.
I don't know if they keep them away versus alerting you that snakes are there, and then apparently snakes don't like
The noise.
the guineas to broadcast their presence at your place, and so they tend to not come around as often.
I wonder if they will attack him.
Because everyone says that, but what we've looked into, I've never seen a guinea attack a snake.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, it's probably one of those myths, like supposedly goats and geese will eat stickers, sandburrs.
Goats will. Yeah.
I think it's a myth.
No, it's not. Goats will eat anything.
Right.
Yeah, no,
But
it's not.
I was talking with a guy who had goats, and he was like, "There's plenty of stickers out in that pasture, and they won't touch it."
Probably because he's got something else to feed him.
Well, I saw the pasture, and it was pretty grazed down. Like, I'd believe it if all that was left was stickers. But
His goats are broken. Okay, well, here's the thing. I don't think goats will eat the sticker per se, but I think they will eat the blooms off of the sticker plant and the leaves to prevent the sticker plant from producing. So I should clarify. I don't believe they'll go through, and I'm sure their goats will unintentionally, but I don't think they go through and like eat up the stickers.
That's
I think
probably
they just
more
eat
what it
more
is.
of the plants and the blooms that prevent stickers from being reproduced.
Yeah, they eat it before the sticker has the chance to develop.
Yeah, I think that's more of what it is.
Yeah, that makes sense. Good grief, how could anything die? Like a geese or a goose, I can understand because their mouth, the way it's...
Yeah, so I can actually see a goose,
But so I think that's a myth too.
I wouldn't know, but from the size of a goose, like they're not going to eat many, so you're not going to know.
Right.
You know, even if they did, you'd have to have a whole flock of geese to make a dent, I would think.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I need a big flock at my house.
Yeah, I don't want geese.
Or
Ducks.
You don't like ducks?
No.
Why?
They're dirty creatures.
Really?
Chickens are already dirty as it is. You know, like, but they have the name fowl in the name, like waterfowl, because they are foul creatures.
Right.
Yeah. They're filthy.
They're fun though.
Not really.
I grew up with ducks and they were fun.
Oh, did you go out and play with them?
No, but they were just
so
fun they were fun to have around. Like, it was fun because, but where I grew up, there was the house and then the barn, and then there's like a circle drive around the house, and they always landed in the same spot, is between the house and the barn, and so they had a little runway where they'd come in and land right there, and then they waddled to the barn and put themselves away.
Huh.
So we only had like half a dozen or so, but they'd fly, there's a little farm pond not too far away, and so they'd fly up to there and get water and play, and then they'd fly home and put themselves away at night.
That might not be so bad if they had a little farm pond, but like, you know, when you have to put out like a little water pond, oh my gosh, they just make a mess of them.
Well, yeah.
And that bothers me. I don't like that.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that, so I could do without.
Yeah.
I like the turkeys though, so
Why?
I don't know.
They're fun?
No.
Fun bird?
No. I honestly don't know why.
Which brings us to the next part. Something we missed on episode 3 and forgot to bring up on the actual episode 3 that got posted. If there's anything you want Nick and I to discuss our vast knowledge of everything, comment it below, send us an email, send it to us somehow, and we'll discuss it with expertise.
Yes. Everything that's up in the noggin, I'm willing to share. Most, not all.
All right, then. Keep your secrets.
Good.
Secret recipes, stuff like that. Oh, but also the Instagram.
Oh, yeah. You can
Didn't we get... you'll have to tell them all the accounts we have, because that's not my forte.
Well, I was just going to tell them at the end.
Oh, okay, that works too.
But, yeah, we're on Instagram, TikTok, obviously Spotify and YouTube.
Obviously.
Those are our big 4 right now.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Excellent. Hey, I did have a question. I had a viewer reach out to me and wanted me to discuss this with you, or get your take on it, or what it is. I don't know anything about it. What is the game Nerds?
It's basically solitaire, but you use 2 decks of cards. Each person has a deck of cards, and you play solitaire normally, but you only have 4 rows you can play off of, like in order, go alternating colors, king, queen, jack, and so on.
Yeah, got it.
And then you have a pile of 13, and the goal of the game is to get rid of that pile of 13 first. And in the middle of the table between you, you play across from each other. You put all your aces out there, but with the aces, if she puts, or the opponent puts an ace down, I could play one of my cards on hers. So she plays the ace of spades. I can put my 2 of spades on top of her
Oh,
card. So the middle kind of works for both of you.
gotcha.
So it's kind of a fun game.
Yeah, I just had a viewer ask me to ask you about it because you were an expertise at it.
I'm pretty good at it.
I wouldn't say that from what the viewer said.
Well, some viewers are full of it.
I'm just saying, they said you get relatively frustrated when you lose, and maybe you lose just as much as you do win.
Well, it is a game of chance. I mean,
Sure, make
How-
excuses.
however the
Yeah,
cards
that's
are
fine.
shuffled.
Yeah.
Do you know how to play cards?
What kind of cards?
Can you play solitaire?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think you could play Nerds where it's a speed game? You can't take your time?
Are you calling me slow?
No.
I feel like I probably could. Yeah. No, I feel like I could.
Yeah.
I feel like I could be good at it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Have you ever played Speed?
Probably.
Do you know what Speed is?
No.
It's a card game.
Okay.
But you have to be fast and are you quick?
Yeah.
With your hands?
Oh yeah. Maybe one day we'll play. We'll see.
There's nothing this guy hasn't done.
No, that's true. Like I have, Lucas is still astonished by the amount of things that I have done in my short life,
It is.
and he questions everything I do. I don't get that.
What do you mean?
There was literally something today that we were talking about.
Was it the blackberries?
Yeah, maybe it was the blackberries.
Well, it's just
Yeah.
all these.
I have grown blackberries.
It's all these oddball things like bees, and then I randomly like I'm getting blackberry bush, and he's like, "Oh, I've raised those," and I'm like, "Of course you have."
I have. I have.
So if you ever need like technical knowledge, like Nick's probably your guy,
Yeah.
supposedly.
Hey, I doubt it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it was something else. What the heck was it? That you were like, I just don't know if the story is true. Oh, the Coca-Cola stuff. My aunt and uncle are the yeah.
I
And you,
didn't question you on that.
no, but the way you like, not saying you questioned it, but you're
Oh.
like, my gosh, half the time I don't know if what you're saying is true or
Well,
not
that's-
because it's like just so out there.
Well, currently, like his family's over, and that we had supper together, and Lacey was here, and he told me that his uncle and aunt are these Coca-Cola aficionados and big
For
wig-
collecting items, yeah.
Right, and so I looked at Lacey. I was like, "Is this real?" And
Yeah.
she goes, "Yeah."
Yeah, just the most oddball stuff. So I feel bad that when I tell you something, you have to question whether it's true or not because it does seem so outlandish that you're like, why would someone know about that or have that?
Well, it's like at some point, it's like, "Good God, how have you had your hands in so much?"
I don't know.
It's
Just a little of everything.
just busy.
Yeah, I just dabble in a little bit of everything. Constantly learning. I like to learn, so you just dabble in anything.
Right.
Yeah. Even used to be a fish grower. Tilapia. Yeah, so if you need help with that, I can help you with that.
Another fun thing. So, my wife Emily emailed Nick.
It's true.
Do you want to elaborate? She was
Lucas
asking.
wouldn't share my phone number with his wife Emily. And so, and I don't know why. I think he was afraid that we would discuss things. Okay, so if you haven't figured it out, the person that emailed me about Nerds was his wife, mainly because she beat Lucas at it, and I guess he doesn't take kindly to losing. Is it taking kindly losing to her, or just losing in general?
No, I'm a competitive person, but typically a game lasts anywhere. I'd say an average game is maybe 8-10 minutes.
Okay.
The 3 games we played, it was like less than 3.
So
It was just
she's
boom,
really
boom.
good at
No, she got lucky.
Sure.
But every game, it just flew through, and like I can't even get through my Nerds pile, is what the pile of 13 is
Got it.
called. And I was just like, it's just not my day. I can't do this. I'm not playing anymore.
Yeah.
It's,
So you sort of
the luck of the cards is not with me today.
Sure.
And so we
I'm
played 3 games.
And didn't she win all 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, anyways, that's where like it was his wife said, "I need you to bring that up. He's not good at losing. He would not share your cell phone number with me." And so she emailed me because we happened to work at the same place, so she could easily obtain my email. And said, "Hey, I need you to talk about this with Lucas and maybe work with him on becoming a better loser."
Well,
Because he sounds like he doesn't win at Nerds very often. Luck of the cards.
I'd say it's 50-50.
Sure.
Are you competitive?
Yeah.
Do you and Lacey play any game?
No, because she doesn't like losing.
I'm sure. We might have to break this subscriber rule and get the wives on here.
No, it's true. Like when it comes to so our family's deal is pitch, is to play pitch, and I play. She loves playing pitch, but she doesn't like playing with me because I get
As your partner or against you?
both because I get very aggressive. Like I take it very serious.
As you should.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not afraid to let my partner know. Like, she will not be my partner in pitch because I'm not afraid to let them know if they made a bad decision in the game that affects our score. And she doesn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hindsight, I shouldn't be mean, but I also don't want to lose at pitch.
Well, why are you there?
To win.
That's right.
Yeah.
Why are people not? Yeah.
I think she likes to win. She just, every now and then, when you're around with friends or like we used to do at Christmas time before everybody got a bunch of kids and the kids got older and stuff like that. We used to do a pitch tournament at her family or immediate family. Yeah, it was because it's my in-laws, Lacey, her 2 brothers, their wives, me. And we used to break it up, and my mother-in-law used to make like a random bracket. Mm-hmm. And she would just draw. And then
randomly make teams?
Yeah. It was all just based off of drawing, and she would make a bracket, and we'd have 2 tables, and then you'd get down to the last table at night, or by the end of the night.
Right.
So some of these games would go on for hours. Like, there was times where the little kids would pass out, and we'd be up till like 11 o'clock at night, hashing out pitch. So it's not just like me, it's like the whole family gets into it.
That's fun.
It is. Oh, it used to be an absolute blast. Like we'd all go get in loungies, and what I mean by loungies is like pajamas.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know why my father-in-law has always just called them loungies. And so that's just what everybody calls them now. So like my loungies are just pajamas. And we would go get your drinks, snacks, whatever, and just pitch.
That sounds like a lot.
Oh, it used to be a blast. But I tend to get very aggressive, and some people don't like that.
If you're not there to win, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's not just for the fun.
Yeah, I mean, you know what's fun, kids?
Winning. Yeah, winning. No one says, "Hey, I had a good time losing that game."
Yeah.
No one does.
Here's some things we can focus on. 1, we tried hard. And 2, we're still dear friends.
Lance, shut up.
So yeah, no, we're big card people. Like I like playing pitch.
Yeah.
I just don't tolerate cheating.
You don't do any tabletop?
No, I like to keep it like.
Like,
'Cause
oh man, I gotta go dig a hole out back, and you're signaling like, hey, I got spades.
No, because I pride myself on being an excellent pitch player. And I'm one, so Lacey's grandpa, I never got to play with him, phenomenal guy, passed away, but he was an avid pitch player. And he was very aggressive too. My mother-in-law always says that him and I would not have got along because I'm also a little bit of an instigator about things.
No.
I know, right? It is a bit of a surprise. It is a tad bit of a surprise. I think I would have got along great with him playing pitch because he, from what I've understood, and I knew him, I met him before he passed away. Like Lacey and I had been together for, I don't know, 3 years or something like that. So I mean, we just never got an opportunity to play pitch. I wish I would have because I think that would have been a blast.
Right.
But very much, you know, like he has my mentality. Like if you have 2 good cards, you call for points.
Yeah.
If you've got 2 good cards, you can make it. So I'm an all or nothing type of guy. Like if I got, for those that don't, I'm not going to go through the whole spiel how to play pitch for the podcast, but you know, ace 2. If I have an ace 2, I'm making points. Easy.
Guaranteed 2.
Yeah, but I would get 5, 6. We'll play one day.
Sounds good.
But I don't need you being a sore loser because it sounds like at Nerds can't handle it.
I just know Nick would just be riling me up the whole time.
Well, that's the other thing. Your wife explained to me how you're often riled up for no reason. Like in texting.
I wasn't riled.
She clearly said you were. Anyways, no need to get Lucas riled up. Let's move on because he will.
Yeah. Did we have a theme for this show?
I don't know.
I think we talked about doing advice on relationships.
Oh no, some relationship. Yeah, that's. I got off track with the whole Nerds thing
Yeah.
because Lacey was gone the last week.
Oh.
And we were talking about that being gone, her being gone,
Mm-hmm.
and we're like, oh man, that would be something good to talk about. That's yeah.
So do
that's,
you want to start like pre-marriage, beginning of marriage? What are you thinking?
I don't know. Throw something out there, and I'll share my wealth of knowledge.
So back when Nicholas was a young single man, what
Many
was your
years
idea
ago.
of dating?
So like, we'll go in college.
Right.
I think in my point of time, like when I was in college, which would have been a little before you, it was probably, I
There's
wouldn't,
a lot.
not a lot. I don't know what. No. People are going to think you're like 20.
I'm a
He's
young
not.
man. I just have the personality of a cranky old man.
Yeah. He's 30 going on 80. Like that one, what was that one movie, 13 going on 30, yeah. You're 30 going on 80. We'll say 60, it sounds better. Anyways,
So you're a young man. When I say what's your idea of dating, like, are you just looking for something quick, or you weren't looking to settle down, or like, is the goal like you're trying to meet someone to have a long-term relationship with, see if there's someone you could spend the rest of your life with?
I don't know, that's a good question, because when I was in college, I guess I didn't think about that, like, from that perspective. You know, like, I did go to college with some people who were very open about, hey, we're going to college to find a wife or a husband.
Right.
I guess when I went to college, I never thought about it like that.
Just wasn't on your radar.
Yeah, and it's not that I didn't hang out with girls or, you know, stuff like that. It was just never like, oh, I've got to find someone. And so for Lacey and I, it just kind of happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because we hung out with the same people, we were in the same classes, like we were with each other all the time. And so ours was definitely different because I wouldn't say we officially dated, but we were dating before we ever even went on a date.
Well, you were really good friends before you were officially dating,
Yeah.
or boyfriend, girlfriend.
Well, like we would go do stuff just the two of us and hang out, like go to supper or something, but it wasn't.
But just as like friends? At that time?
Yeah, well, yeah, I would say, like, I guess in my mind it was almost like we were dating, but this is
You were dating, but Lacey was like, "Oh, I'm going to dinner with a friend."
Yeah, I think so. That was probably more of what it was.
You tricked her.
Yeah, I fooled her into it. Now she regrets it.
No. Yeah.
Everything has just been a, yeah. No, I think, gosh, and this has been a while ago. And she would obviously tell us if I'm wrong. I think she's told me one time she wouldn't officially date me, like be my girlfriend, until I like asked her out on an official date.
Yeah, what's it? I don't know. I'm blanking on the word. it's not chivalry.
Yeah, I don't know what you would call it. I know what you're talking
Just the
about.
traditional. You
Yeah,
have
more
to
of,
ask
yeah,
them.
more of a traditional type deal. Because I think I met her mom before we were officially dating. Like I like from my perspective, I would say we started dating in the fall, from hanging out and like we were going to do stuff together all the time. Like her and I were with each other all the time.
Mhm.
But from like the official, when I asked her out, and she's going to be impressed with this, or she's going to say it's wrong. The official first date was January 15th. Yeah. I don't know the year.
1970.
Yeah. 78. She's not going to like that you think she's that old. I'll let her know.
You're
It's fine.
that old.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so old.
Impressive that you could pull someone so young as Lacey.
Thank you. I'm very youthful in my nature.
Well, when you go to college when you're 40.
Yeah, I was a late bloomer. I liked my parents' basement and didn't want to leave it. I came upstairs one day and they were gone, and I was like, crap.
I better figure this out.
Yeah. Well, college it is finally. But yeah, so that's how. But I don't think at any point in time I ever was just like, oh, I got to find a long-term person to be with. Like her and I just clicked with each other, I guess.
Naturally, we're in the same circle, and then
Yeah, there was
continued
just
to be friends, and then it progressed into
yeah,
being a long-term thing.
yeah.
So far, it's working out.
I mean, she might disagree at times. But I enjoy having her as a wife.
Good call.
Yeah. She might have something else different to say. But yeah, that's kind of how it worked. It just happened to be that it worked out that way. And I think it goes to show, because we dated, I think for 3 years we dated before I proposed to her. Because it was like it happened and we just dated, and everything we've done has taken a long time, except for our marriage, because we got married incredibly young for our generation of people.
Right.
Like most people my age weren't married until they were like 30. Like I had a lot of friends from college that waited.
So you were in your early 20s?
Yeah. Yeah, we were actually just talking about this before supper, Lacey and Emily, and I think Lacey said she was 22 when we got married.
Okay.
So I would have been like 24 or something like that.
Yeah. Because that's 32 now. Got married in 16. It's 9 years ago. That'd have been 23.
Yeah, so about our age. Yeah, and that doesn't seem typical with our generation.
Yeah.
And so, but it just happened to be like, I mean, we did everything together
Well, definitely.
all the time.
With dating now, it just seems what you see on social media and stuff is that it's good enough for now.
Yeah, I think the dating has definitely changed from when like Lacey and I dated to where it is now, especially with high school, college kids. Like I don't even think it's because like her and I would go on dates. Like even though we had the same friend group, there'd be times, we would just go out, just the two of us. And nowadays, and I might be wrong because I don't see it a lot, but nowadays I don't think that happens as often. I think everything's done with a group of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's very much so changed. I would not say we were traditional with it, but it's changed very much so. Where
Right.
her and I would, oh hey, Thursday night, let's go, and it'd just be her and I.
Right.
Or to a movie or something. We didn't go watch a lot of movies, but
Yeah.
yeah. And then that's what I remember though. I guess I didn't really ask her dad to marry her. I just more so said, hey, I guess I kind of did, because I think what I told him, I was going down to see Lacey. She had graduated a little before me. And I had to stop at her folks' house to get something, and I was going down to see Lacey. and I got it from her dad, and I was ready to leave, and I was like, "Hey, you think it'd be all right if I married your daughter?"
And his response?
Yeah, I think that'd be all right.
That'll work.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. And then, so went down, proposed to her. She obviously said yes because we're married. I guess, I don't know if she ever said yes. I just think so she might have said no, and I was just like, I'm not taking that for an answer. I don't know.
Lacey, I'm persistent.
Yeah. Like, no, we're going to. It wasn't a question. Your dad okayed it. You're now mine.
I gave him 2 bushels of corn.
Yeah. I traded him a goat. But then I proposed. She said yes, and like that night, Lacey's like, "Let's plan it out." So like we picked a day. She's like, "You need to pick your best man," which was one of my high school best friends. Had that all planned. I remember her calling her dad, and his response was, "Yeah, it's about time." I was like, "Oh, okay."
And you'd been together for about 3 years.
Yeah.
Well, for them, it's probably like you should have been married 2 years ago.
Yeah, no, I think so. Yeah. What about you?
Well, it was always, I'm dating someone to find someone to marry. And like, I remember I had.
So you were, like, when you were dating, you were looking for someone to.
Spend the rest of my life with.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just to clarify, mine was, I think it was just more the company. Like being with someone I enjoyed being with.
Yeah. No, it was always enjoying being with them.
Yeah,
Part
well,
of
it plays into it, but just.
Right, but it wasn't one of those deals that it was a friend circle and like we were friends forever or whatever. But because like I dated a person one time and I just always knew I wanted to be near home, and this person didn't see herself here, and I was just like, it's not gonna work, and I'm sorry, and so we parted ways, and then, but that's just always been my mentality is, I know what I want, and they've got to be cool with that, and we've got to be able to agree, because my other thing, because I told her, it's like, I don't want you to agree to be here and be miserable. I want you to go and do what you need to do or whatever you want to do. And and if that's not here, I don't think I'm in that picture. So I think it's best if we part ways, and unfortunately, it's just not going to work in the long run. And it sucked, but it just is what it is, thinking long term. But no, but yeah, ran into Emily in Manhattan, and so just a random chance meeting, and it's from first time I ever met Emily. It's just we were always together, and so she always wanted to be around, and I didn't mind, and so we just clicked in that way, and so
Boom, here you are.
yeah. 3 kids later.
Yeah, a whole herd of kids and. Yeah. And then doing a podcast.
Yeah, and here we are.
Yeah.
So, not that exciting.
Yeah, someone was asking me about that, about dating. I was like, I wouldn't say mine was exciting. I mean, not saying, okay, that came out wrong. Lacey's going to be mad about that. Not that being with Lacey, I'm saying my dating history.
Mhm.
Like, it wasn't exciting with stuff. Like, even when Lacey and I were together, I mean, that was exciting, but it wasn't. Like, I don't know if it was something we just pursued all the time.
Mhm.
Like, oh, yeah, we've got a date with you. We just spend time with each other all the time.
Oh,
And it helped we had the same interests,
for
too.
sure. Yeah, like with Emily and I, it's like we were just together all the time. Like she would come over to the house and we just hung out there. Like we didn't have to go to dinner. We didn't have to go to a movie. Like we just hung out together all the time.
That's how it was with Lacey. But I think I really won her over because I told her that my family was insanely rich and she liked that. And then afterwards, I lied and we weren't.
You got the I do said and figured
Yeah,
out.
and I was like, hey, here's the deal. I can't afford any of this.
So So I was
That's
right.
not true at all.
I was right in
But-
the beginning. You tricked her.
Yeah, no, somehow I ended up tricking her. I just didn't know that I tricked her. And now we're just too far. Like, I was tricking myself, and somehow it worked out, and now we're just too far into marriage that she's just like, we'll make it work.
I can fix him.
Yeah, that's what she said. That didn't work. That's probably why she's mad at
Well,
me a
there's still
lot.
time. You're
Not
not
when you
dead
think
yet.
I'm 80.
You're not dead yet.
Yeah. Thanks.
There's still time. You can be fixed.
I guess so. Yeah. But yeah, now that she's here, though, I don't know. Like, man, that would be boring life without her.
Oh,
Even though I
yeah.
make her mad all the time, maybe that's what brings the excitement of life. I don't know.
Right.
Because I think that's how we got on this conversation to talk about this topic was, like, when she's around, and maybe it's because she just does so much more. The moment she leaves, because we were talking, I was like, she has to be gone for a couple days. Like, I don't know anything. Like, I don't know what to do.
Right? Because I was about to go into this. Now it's like, oh man, if they're gone, like, what do these kids eat?
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, mine are older and more self-sufficient. And even then, I'm like, I don't know how to take care of these things. Like, Lacey left, what do I do?
I think there's bread and peanut butter in the kitchen.
Yeah, like, I don't. My brother-in-law always jokes when his wife's gone, he just throws potato chips on the table and lets them go. I don't know if he's being truthful or not. Part of me thinks that maybe he isn't, but then a part of me is just like, no, I think that's what he does. I don't know.
Does he listen to the show?
No, so we're good.
Well, that was my thought. I'll sprinkle something out here. Girls, come and get it.
But it's always funny because, like, Lacey will come home and she's just like, you just made a mess of the place. I'm like, we were literally in the house for 2 hours. Like, what happened? Like, I don't even know.
Listen, we were just trying to survive.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
were gone. Be luckful that no one was lost this entire time.
Nobody got lost, nobody got hurt, and nobody died.
Yeah,
So
that's a win.
we're doing good.
Yeah. But trying to explain it, she's just like, you've raised these kids for a while, you know what you're doing. And I'm like, it's different when you're gone. I don't know what to tell you. It's the moment she walks away from the house, it's just like everything. You're just like, what if they get sick? How do you make sure to get these things dressed properly? Because that's a whole nother ball game. Because come to find out, I don't know what matches and what doesn't.
Oh, you can't color coordinate?
I guess not. So, like, I like getting the boys ready, and my mother-in-law works at the school with them, so I know if they're just like dressed oddball, she'll text Lacey and be like, Nick, dress the kids. I think actually sometimes it could be like, hey, Nick, let the kids dress themselves, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't see him leave. I didn't know that's. But yeah, apparently you can't put like black with black with black with blue. That apparently doesn't go together.
Black goes with everything.
Apparently not black. I don't know. So yeah, I struggle with that. Then trying to get it's a whole, and it makes me so mad because if I leave, and maybe it's just Lacey doesn't tell me that she struggles, but when I leave the house for work and I'm gone for several days, like I'll call her and she's like, yeah, everything's fine. Like, it's not. Don't lie to me. Like, something's going on. And I'll come home, house is spotless, and I'm like, when the hell did you have time to clean? Like, how? Like, I come in from doing chores with the boys, figuring out how to feed them, what to feed them, like, what can they have? And then I look up and I'm like, it's shower time, bedtime, and then I'm like, how is it already midnight?
Oh, I dread bedtime.
So it begins.
It's just, I hate brushing teeth.
Mine do it on their own, so I don't.
Well, but mine are little and they need help.
Mm.
Or else they just, they'd brush their face before they'd get their teeth all done.
At least something's getting clean.
Well, but, no, it makes me tired just thinking about it.
Yeah. Mine aren't bad getting ready for bed. Like, they're usually, like, the youngest one, when he's tired, he's ready.
Yeah.
And he just, he's like, yeah, it's bedtime, let's go to bed. And it doesn't, it's not too bad. Works
going
out
back to
good.
the getting dressed thing is the girls are pretty good about picking out their own clothes, but when they do it, it's like Nick dressed them is. We've got a blue
Hang on,
dress
why would
with.
you say Nick? Like, why?
Well, you're the one who can't coordinate color.
That according to Lacey and her mom
But-
and everyone else.
But the children, we're just like, hey, go get dressed, and so they'll go by themselves, and they'll come back wearing a blue dress with polka dot pink sweatpants and neon green socks, and it's like, good enough.
Yeah, see, I think that would be fine, and apparently it wouldn't be.
Well, yeah, society, they'll get where they're going, and people are gonna let them know, hey, you're dressed goofy.
Yeah.
You can't sit with us!
So they'll figure it out on their own.
Yeah, I guess they will. Lacey doesn't like me to have that mentality, though.
Yeah.
She likes the boys to be dressed nicely. I mean, not suit and tie, but, you know,
Yeah.
wants them to look presentable.
Not clash.
Yeah. But, you know, from all this, like, I think how it was for us versus now, and maybe, I don't know, we've never talked about this, like, and this just popped into my head, is, you know, I've talked to some younger kids before, and, like, in relationships, like, people fight a lot more now. Like, did you and Emily ever fight a lot when you were dating?
Not really. I can think of one time where
Like, a real genuine, like, you guys are going at it, like, angry.
no, and the one time I can think of where I was mad at her because we were at my house when we were in college, and I was laying down.
Hang on, does she know this story?
Yes.
Okay.
And
I didn't want you to share it and then her watch this. And
no,
be like,
it's nothing new, and we joke about it now, but at the time it was not a joke. So I was laying down, and she thought it'd be funny to come pour water in my ear while I was laying down, and I'm sensitive about my ears because just when I was a kid, had ear infections all the time, tubes and all that, and so anything goes in my ears, I freak out. And she poured water in my ear, and I just popped straight up and just looked at her. I was like, "You need to get the hell away from me right now."
I can feel you getting tensed up about it. You just breathe.
I almost broke up with her.
Oh, that bad?
Yeah, like I don't like my ears messed with. And now we joke about it, but I just always tell her, it's like, you were almost single after that deal. But it wasn't any dispute over ideology or anything. Like, she had an opinion, I had one. And
It was because your ear.
Yeah, it was just some silly.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I can ever think where we really had a fight.
Yeah, see, Lacey, she would probably tell you differently. I don't know. But I don't remember ever.
I mean, I'm sure Emily remembers times where she was unhappy and we disagreed, but it's not coming to my mind.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is for me. Like, I can't think of anything. But nowadays, it seems so common.
Fighting.
Yeah, younger people, like, they fight all the time. Like, I don't think Lacey and I, in the years we dated, we ever broke up.
Yeah.
And nowadays, it seems common where they'll break up and then be like, oh, let's get back together 2 days later.
Because they figure out, oh, we were fighting over something stupid that
That,
didn't
or they
matter.
just can't be separate.
Or they're afraid to be alone.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't ever remember Lacey and I having a full-blown fight.
Yeah. Well, and
Well, after last week's podcast, I guess that was a good fight.
You're telling me you were in trouble after last week.
Yeah,
huh?
no, I even told the podcast this Lacey would be mad. She wasn't happy, viewers. I didn't think it was that bad.
But she's here, so I mean. But that's the thing is, for young people listening, it's like you need to work through things. You don't just break up when you have a minor disagreement.
Young kids don't do that these days.
Yeah, they just, oh, we have a disagreement, it's done, it's over. And if it's every other day you're having a disagreement, it's probably time to just walk away.
Yeah. Someone's at the door.
Yeah. One of my children is trying to break in.
Yeah. But anyways, moving on.
Yeah. There's just a little person at the door shaking the knob.
I can see their shadow under the door too. I'm guessing my boys are probably a part of that too.
Do you ever go through or deal with something you said, but versus how she hears it?
Every day.
Like she'll cook a meal and she's like, "How do you like it?" "Oh, it's okay," but in her mind she heard, "Oh, this is awful."
Yeah. Yeah, no, every day. Every day.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just
And then you gotta go through the whole deal and she'll be like, that's a prime example. Oh, you don't like it? No, I like it.
but you don't love it.
Yeah. So you don't want me to cook it again? No, it's, yes, it's fine. Oh, it's just fine. No, it's, yes, I want you to cook it again.
Remember our first trip like this when I said you'd have to be crazy to want to marry a man you just met?
Wait, what? Crazy? You didn't say I was crazy. You think I'm crazy?
No.
Well,
Yeah.
Emily sent me a video the other day over this, and it's like when he says, "Hey, why are you doing that with the kid?" She hears, "I'm a worse parent. You know better than me." And it's like, no, it's not like that.
It's funny you actually bring this up. So when Lacey was gone last week,
Uh-huh.
it was for a conference and they learned a lot about stuff like that, like what you hear versus what the real story is, and like because within her position, and that's why she went to this conference, because it'll help her within her position with her job. And so it had a lot of stuff about that, and I don't think she wants to admit that to me, but like just things she's told me,
Mm-hmm.
because she's like, well, this will really help me with work. And actually we were on our way over here and she was telling me about that. She's like, well, it'll really help me with my job. And I said, what about in your personal life? You know, kind of hinting like maybe she would pick up on that. And I could tell she knew what I was going towards, but she didn't want to just openly say like, yeah. And so I just kind of kept alluding to, so like would it help you
She's
with
gonna watch this.
Yeah, no, I know. We had a conversation. She wasn't mad about it. I think she was just, she knew what I was alluding to, so it was easier for her to just not,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I shouldn't be in trouble after this one. I don't think I said anything bad. I don't think.
You'll figure out.
It all depends on how she takes what I said after watching this one.
Yeah, you'll find out.
Yeah.
Monday probably.
But I feel like I gained brownie points to basically be like, when she leaves the house, everything falls apart, no matter how hard I try.
Oh.
So, when she watches this, she is the glue that holds everything together.
That's true.
And when the glue leaves, chaos.
Falls apart.
Yeah, 100%. And then it drives me nuts that I leave, and it's irrelevant whether I'm there or not. She can do everything on her own.
Yeah.
And then I can't do anything. Like, she'll be like, oh, you oughta, it was crazy because she told me too, she, not telling me what to cook, but she's like, oh, one day maybe you can cook some hamburgers. We had some ground beef that was already cooked. And she's like, you can do this, 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 and this. And I remember getting inside and being like, holy crap, the time. Like, what, like, and we were just doing normal stuff. And then I was like, what do we, and so she calls me, she's like, what are you making? I'm like, chicken nuggets. And she's like, I thought we were talking about you doing this. I didn't have time. I don't know how you do it. I couldn't.
We're in a time-sensitive situation, Lacey.
Yeah.
We need chicken nuggets in 2 minutes.
Exactly. Like, it's time to go to bed, and we haven't ate, we haven't showered. She'd be like, what have you been doing all night? Everything we typically do, but when you leave, everything just, it doesn't work.
I can imagine. You don't check your phone, so you probably aren't checking time.
I guess not. I don't know. I'm not admitting to anything. I just, without her, things don't work. Yeah. Yep. So.
I have a fun story about Emily, but she really doesn't want me to tell it.
Was this the one you told me?
Yeah.
I feel like you say you're getting in trouble. Follow your heart. I mean, I got in trouble for telling the Lacey story, but that didn't go well. So you need to follow your heart on this one. I know the story.
I don't know. I feel like the people need to know.
I'm telling you to just follow your heart. I don't want to be in trouble with 2 wives.
No, you wouldn't be real, but that doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because after the incident, I started writing the note down, and she's like, "Do not tell that on the podcast."
Yeah.
I was like, "No, I'm going to."
And how did she take that?
She's not a fan.
I think while we were outside earlier, she even shared that you better not.
Yeah, it's literally been such a deal. Like, every day I've heard about it, she's like, "Don't talk about that." And I was like, "We'll see."
So for the viewers, it would probably be gold.
Yeah.
For you, it would not fare well at all.
Yeah.
Be hot lava.
Well, I ain't kidding you. Every single day, do not talk about that. I'm just like, oh.
Here's a way to do it. Flip a coin.
It's up to fate.
You want me to flip it, you call it?
Yeah, you flip it.
That way it's...
Alright. Heads, I tell the story. Tails, I don't.
I don't want to... Better not let it land on that.
Yeah, just catch it, flip.
Okay, what is it?
Heads, I tell the story. Tails, I don't.
Okay.
Heads. Or, doesn't matter.
Oh, tails, you got lucky.
Oh, no. Emily, you lucky dog. Well, now what are we going to talk about?
I don't know, I feel like you really wanted to tell that story.
It needs to be disclosed.
You follow your heart. We could do a 2 out
Out
of 3
of
if you want.
respect for my wife, I won't disclose. I'll just tell my personal and close friends.
Me.
Basically.
So when we get done, though, we're not going to tell her you didn't.
She'll find out when she
Exactly, but you know it's going to drive her nuts.
listens. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm
like,
not-
we can't disclose anything we talked
You
about.
didn't talk about it, did you?
No,
Maybe.
just be like, we're not going to disclose anything.
Can't tell you.
Yeah. Wait,
So-
watch the podcast. And
Alright,
find out.
we talked the last 3 minutes about a story I'm not going to tell.
Yeah.
So, do you get in trouble for doing random things around the house? Such as...
Describe something.
The big one I wrote down was putting the toilet paper roll on top of
Yep.
the roll instead
Yep.
of reinstalling it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You gotta put the toilet paper on the little. Which, I've actually thought a lot of it about that.
Uh-huh.
And it must be a male thing. Because it's such a simple task to put a new one on. And I just don't. Like, put it on the roll.
Well, what's easier? Taking the pan out and reinstalling it, or just set that
Yeah,
there?
but if you're in there for a few minutes, like like I found myself even taking it apart one time and like looking at the spring, and then I'm like, it's empty. It still didn't. I'm like, wow, such a simple contraption.
Yeah.
And yeah, still just didn't. Or like a paper towel roll, like, oh, paper towels are out. I'll go get a new one. Unroll it, set it on the counter. Don't put it on the deal.
Yeah, that's one. That's one instance. But
Yeah, little things like that all the time. Yeah.
what else do we got? This is something that drives me up a wall. I love my wife dearly.
Yes.
She'll be on the phone and she's yelling into her phone. And Emily, you don't have to yell. I'm not yelling. You're clearly yelling. I'm not. It's all the time.
And you have this argument while she's on the phone? With someone else or you?
No. Like, I'm in the room with her. She's on the phone with, like, her mom or something.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be like, well, how would you guys have that argument with, like, what if she was talking to someone else?
I don't care who
No.
she's talking to, but it's like,
No, I
you
mean-
don't have to yell into the thing.
Maybe whoever she's talking to is harder hearing?
They can turn their volume up.
What if it's all the way up?
I don't know, but even like we're having a conversation, she'll just be talking loudly, and my kids do this too. And I think I'm just overly sensitive to loud noises.
It's the ear thing, you know, like water in your ear and like
Maybe.
noises.
But it's she genuinely freaking yells all the time, and she's not yelling, she's talking at a elevated volume, higher than it needs to be.
I guess I've never noticed that.
That doesn't surprise me. There's nothing bothers you.
I guess not.
I can't come to the podcast with things like this and just like, man, I don't get it.
I'm sorry, like, I don't know.
I can only bring
Did she talk loudly tonight?
I didn't catch it tonight, but typically it's just always like, well, like my kids do it too, and then like, they'll yell inside, and then outside they're like, they're at the swings and we're away from there, and then they're talking to us, but then they're using like inside voice, and so then you can't hear them. They can't. There's no rhyme or reason why they can't.
But they'll be in the same room, like across the supper table.
Yeah.
Dad!
Yeah, just yelling.
Yeah.
Drives me up a wall.
See, I feel like I'm that one for Lacey. I'm that way with her. Because I've noticed, like, I've had people tell me, like, when I talk on the phone, I talk very loudly.
Mm-hmm.
Even, like, as we were doing the podcast, like, I've been told by you
Well,
and others.
Producer Sarah said you're.
Yeah, that I'm in a lot louder.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to mellow out.
I'm.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess that would be frustrating for you. I get it. That would be very frustrating. Yeah. Maybe one day I'll experience it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Who knows?
Well, are we at rank 'em?
I don't know. You're the one that always checks time.
I
I've at no point in time been told that this is my job to see where we're at in time.
think we're at rank 'em.
Okay, fire it off.
This week we're doing top 5 fast food burger spots.
Yes. Lucas has only been to 3 because he doesn't go anywhere. So
We will preface this. Nick has been a lot more places.
I feel
He'll have a couple probably on his list I've never been to.
or heard of.
I've heard of them. But do you want to start or do you want me?
You want to flip a coin?
No.
Okay. That's the thing, 'cause we have one.
Controversial. Nick's gonna criticize it. Number 1, Burger King.
It's not a good number 1. I've just never met anybody that would put Burger King at number 1.
It's just, it's a million times better than McDonald's.
I'm not here nor there.
And
Hang on. Are we just counting burgers?
we're basing it on the burger only or side dishes?
Well, no. Like,
Or the
are we
fries.
like? What would you count as Arby's? Does that fall into this category, or
I think
no?
it would fall under fast food, but not
a burger joint.
spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep going. Number 2.
Number 2, I would do Freddy's.
Okay, that's.
Freddy's Burger.
So you really enjoy a Burger King burger
Yeah, buddy.
before Freddy's?
I think it's more I do Freddy's more regularly.
I
so-
get that, but
I don't go to Burger King very often unless I'm by myself.
okay, that makes sense.
Dude, a Whopper, phenomenal.
It's not.
It's so good.
You know, if Burger King ever sponsors our podcast, I'll eat at Burger King more regularly.
Burger King, reach out.
Look it up.
Yeah. Number 3, Sonic.
Okay, I like a good Sonic burger.
Um,
Even over Burger King over Sonic.
Number 4.
We're getting to the point where Lucas hasn't been to any other burger places.
That's not true.
He's struggling.
I guess I'd do a Wendy's at number 4.
Okay.
And number 5, I'm gonna put Jack in the Box.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They have a really good cheeseburger.
Wow. I haven't
had it in several years, but I remember it being really good.
I haven't been to a Jack in the Box in I don't know how long. They have good tacos though.
Yeah.
Or did. I don't know if they have the tacos on their menu anymore.
I'm not sure. God, it's probably been 10 years since I had that.
The tacos at Jack in the Box?
No, just the burger. I've never had the tacos at Jack in the Box.
Yeah, they were really good. I remember from a long time. I don't even know where there's a Jack in the Box at anymore.
Probably near. I don't know.
I honestly, it's got to be in a big city.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
So, also curious to get on what's. I guess that's not real.
It's not. Yeah, because
I couldn't say the list is based on what's immediately available because Jack in the Box is not. But I remember it being good. But I don't want to put McDonald's on my list.
yeah, but there's so many more burger places than okay. Anyways, yeah, the Burger King one. I feel like that is not going to go over well with fans. I feel like yeah.
I'll put the poll on and they can.
I would be surprised if people are like, yeah, I just don't think so because I like you go to town and I don't even say town because our towns don't have it. The next biggest city, and you never see anybody there.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's that good of a place. No one's ever there.
Well, is popularity determine the quality?
I think that plays a part in it. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think they're not going there because it's not good. I mean, I don't think they're like, hey, Burger King is the place to go. Let's not go there today.
Just thinking about it, I could probably kick Wendy's off the list and put Carl's Jr.
See, I've had a lot of Carl's Jr. Well, Carl's Jr. / Hardee's because
Yeah.
they're the exact same.
Yeah, they're the same thing.
And I've had those burgers, and to me, they're not anything to write home about.
Yeah.
I've had them more than I would like to say,
Yeah.
but
Well, that's how I feel about Wendy's, though.
I'm not a fan of Wendy's, and maybe that's because it's closer to us, and we end up eating it way more, like out of a burger plate. And
Yeah.
I'm just not a huge fan of Wendy's.
Yeah.
Anyways, my list. I'll start number 1. For me, number 1, Whataburger.
Never been.
I'm not surprised. It is. I don't know why. There's just something.
Isn't it?
And maybe for me, it's number 1 over a couple others because I don't get it enough. So when I do get it, I enjoy it thoroughly.
Right. Because isn't it only big in the South?
Texas, I think there's some in Oklahoma.
But I don't think it reaches up to Kansas. Or...
No, I think they moved into Kansas City because Patrick Mahomes was a big fan of Whataburger and got several Whataburgers, to come up to Kansas City. Maybe Wichita.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's there, but outside of that, I don't think you're gonna find it
Right.
widespread.
Right.
I always get it when I go to Texas, and that I like Whataburger. And the other thing is that reminds me of Whataburger is 8 Seconds. Surely you've seen that movie.
Yeah.
And he's always like, "How's your Whata chicken?" I'm always like, "Why can't you just say, how's your chicken sandwich?" Come on, Lane Frost. Don't say Whata chicken.
Product placement, brother.
It is, yeah. I've never had that there. I've only had a Whataburger.
Yeah.
But, yeah, number 1. Number 2 would be In-N-Out.
Never been there either.
It's
And isn't that a West Coast thing?
yeah, but they do have them in Colorado now.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, In-N-Out, I would say it's it's close to being a number 1 for me, but
I've heard it's really good.
it is. Like, there's just something there that they just make a good hamburger. And what's neat about them is they're not overloaded with a menu. You know, it's just like hamburger, hamburger, hamburger. You can get cheese on it or not. That's it. Like they don't have a wide array of multiple things
Right.
on their menu. But yeah, In-N-Out, number 2. Number 3.
I'm gonna interrupt. Kicking Wendy's out for Five Guys. Go ahead.
Oh dang! I was just about to. Say.
I forgot I've been to a Five Guys and that place rocks.
Yeah, Five Guys is wicked good.
Yeah.
I was gonna put them number 3.
Yeah.
Wasn't Wendy's your number 4 though?
Yeah.
Okay, so Five Guys is your 4.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Five Guys is my number 3.
Yeah. And is that the spot you eat peanuts while you wait, and don't they have bags of peanuts? Or no?
I think that's Texas Roadhouse.
I thought they gave you peanuts while you wait, but or maybe they keep bags of potatoes out on the floor.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
what
like
it
when
is.
you get your when you get your French fries, they come in a brown paper sack.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the coolest thing I always thought about or found about Five Guys is like they'll have a chalkboard and they'll write up where those potatoes came from that day.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, like I don't know, you probably haven't been to a lot, obviously. Next time, when and if you ever do get to go partake in your number 4 best hamburger choice, look in there because every Five Guys has a chalkboard up somewhere. And it'll say like the farmer name and what state they've come from. I mean, obviously a lot of potatoes come from Idaho, Oregon, but you know, Nebraska, Kansas grows a lot of potatoes. But anyways, I always thought that was really cool. When you go in there, you know exactly where your potatoes are coming from for your French fries.
Right.
So yeah, Five Guys number 3.
Oh, was your 3?
Yeah, Five Guys number 3.
Yeah.
Number 4. It's one I haven't had a lot. And I should say not all mine are based solely off the burger. But it's the environment, everything.
Because do fries play a part in?
I think
your
fries
choice?
do play a part into in drinks, but my number 4 is Shake Shack or Steak and Shake.
Okay.
You know, because you get the shake, and I like a good shake or malt, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like those. And then number 5 would be Freddy's.
I almost think I've been to a Steak and Shake, but
You would know. It to me, they've got more of like an old school diner feel, like new building,
right.
but they make it like an old school diner feel.
Right. I think we were gonna go there one time, and then we ended up not for some reason.
You should have went. They're good.
Yeah.
It's similar to a Freddy's,
Yeah.
I would say.
The smash burger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say it's similar to a Freddy's type deal. What about, have you ever been to Kansas City and went to like the Fritz's hamburger place?
Oh, is that the one with trains?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually went there over Christmas.
Yeah, the food's horrible. It's actually not bad food, but
Yeah.
it's a neat environment.
Well, it's almost, you probably know the old joke. It's like there's no such thing as bad pizza or whatever.
Yeah,
It's kind of hard to screw up a cheeseburger.
Burger
Yeah.
King tries, but yeah.
You're such a But no, I remember it being decent food.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's not going to make your top 5 list,
Eh.
but the environment.
But the whole shtick of
It's cool.
your meal gets delivered on a train.
Yeah, like so that's and it comes through the ceiling and
Right.
boop, drops down to you. That's always been cool.
Yeah, that was a neat one.
Yeah,
But, God, I totally forgot about that.
yeah,
That's part of my problem with stuff like that is I forget where I've been.
Well, and you've only probably ate there once in your life,
Right.
like knowing you.
It's true.
Yeah.
How many times have you been to Fritz's?
4.
Wow.
Yeah,
Next time I go to Kansas City, I'm just gonna go 3 times and
just back to back, so you can match me.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, there you go.
Knock it out. So we've been the same amount of
Yeah.
times.
We used to go there a lot because the boys really liked it when they were little, but now that they're getting older, we can branch out and go to different places.
Right. Oh man.
That's all I got. I think my top 5 beat yours this week.
I don't disagree.
Yeah. I mean, anytime you put Burger King, initially Wendy's.
It's where I fell in love with.
I should report, number 6 would probably be Sonic. I do
Sonic
like a
does
good
make a
Sonic
good
burger.
But yeah, it's where I fell in love with getting all the toppings. Like, because when I was young, I wouldn't get anything on my burgers, but like
I was the same way.
cheese and pickle. And I remember accidentally ordering it with everything and figured out, oh my god, this is amazing. And just fell in love with Burger King that way.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
I remember mine was with Sonic because I used to, same way, I used to order every burger plain. And just plain cheese. That's all I need. And I'd get that. And I remember going with my folks. I
No
was
sauce, no ketchup. Or
just
any-
plain.
that-
Yep.
That's borderline insane.
Call it what you will. I did put Burger
It's a
King in my
dry
top 5.
burger.
I liked it. I'm
That's
saying,
terrible.
like, I used to order them that way. Now, when I make one myself, I'll eat it plain because I just enjoy the taste of beef. Like, especially homegrown beef. Like, like if I make my own burger, I don't mind eating it just the burger and buns. Sometimes just the burger.
Yeah.
Because I just like that taste. Like, to me, I just enjoy that. But, like, when I go now, kind of the same situation. We went to a Sonic and ordered a burger, and it came with everything. And I was like, ah. And I just remember eating it and be like, wow, this is just so different. And so now when I order burgers, it has to have stuff on them.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm not going to go to a place and order a plain burger.
Absolutely not.
But now I will eat a plain one if it's homemade.
I like to dress them up. I want all the toppings. And
If I go somewhere, everything. Home. Like, I'll still dress them up at home, but I could easily eat just a plain burger.
No, I like mine, all the fixings, and if I have to eat a plain cheeseburger, I'm like, it's not as good as it could have been.
I'll eat it. I have no problem with it.
Yeah. Right.
Handmade, homemade, yeah, no problem.
Hey, comment below how you like to fix your cheeseburgers, and if you're a psycho who doesn't put sauce on your burger and just eats it dry.
That seems kind of outlandish. Comment too if you're a psycho and you put Burger King as number 1 on your list.
It's pretty good.
It's not.
Anyway, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and TikTok at Nick and Lucas Off the Record. I think we found the end of this deal.
I think so. Don't be afraid to comment on TikTok and whatever the other one is. We have a head marketing person now.
Or social media.
Social media. Yeah, we're getting pretty famous, so we're hiring people.
Yeah, so you can comment there. We see all that. Anything you want us to discuss with expert advice, comment below. And I guess we'll see you next week.
Yeah, that's wraps it up.
Yeah. I'm Lucas,
I'm Nick.
and this has been Off the Record.